We're sports all around us. You're watching POD, Peace on Demand.
Hello and welcome to our podcast. Our podcast is called Sport All Around Us. My name is Lois Carson and I'm from RSD. I'm 13 years old and my favourite sport is hockey.
Hi, my name's Holly. I'm also 13. I'm from RSD and my favourite sport's hockey.
Hi, my name is Susanna and I'm from St Joseph's Grammar School. I'm 12 years old and my favourite sport is cheerleading.
My name is Erin. I am 13 years old. I go to St Joseph's Grammar School and my favourite sport is Gaelic football.
So this podcast is about pod, and that's about Peace on Demand, and it's basically bringing young people together through the medium of podcasting. So that's really whenever like people from different backgrounds come together and have the same interest and can make a podcast together. So we've been in Corrymeela and we've been learning how to make a podcast. So yeah.
So I'm going to talk about disabled people in sport. Most people think that disabled people aren't as good at sport as normal people. I think this is wrong and unfair to them. I think that this is just judging them because of their disability. Yes, they have to work harder, but they're still just as good. Also, the Paralympics was only brought out in 1960, but the Olympics was started in 1896. I think they should have started at the same time because they're both equal.
Yeah, like normal people like us can play sports as well as people who have a disability. Just because there's something wrong with them doesn't mean that they can't play sports like we can.
I feel like everybody should be treated equally with no differences.
We have like the different nationalities, so different sports can be played. Not all countries have to play the sports that that are played in their countries. Like Gaelic football can be played anywhere. It doesn't just have to be played in Ireland.
Yeah, it shows that like people can learn different things, and a lot of the sports that we have now have been brought from other countries. So if we just had the sports that we've created, there would be barely any sports, and people wouldn't be able to play because they don't like those sports. But it's a very inclusive thing to play sports.
I think people should have the choice of any sport they want to play and just try it.
People might learn new things that they might have not knew about before from sports from all around the world, so I just think it's a good idea.
Yeah, some people also believe that you can't play sports because of your background or what you believe. And sometimes that is true, but most of the time anybody can play a sport and have fun with and meet new people because it's a great way to have fun.
You can play sports in teams and on your own. It doesn't matter. It's fun either way.
It's nice being part of a team because you can talk to people, but it's also nice to do it on your own because then you have like a lot of pride in yourself as well.
I think that just we shouldn't stereotype sports like rugby for boys and football for boys, and then hockey for girls, and netball for girls, and basketball for boys. I think we should all be allowed to play the same sports.
It's not fair. Like girls can play whatever sports they want to, not just ones that they're expected to play, and they're not like as rough. So girls are strong as boys, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like in our school, like the boys are allowed to play full contact rugby, but we're only allowed to play tag and touch, which I think that isn't fair because like I'd love to play full contact rugby, but we're just not allowed to. And like girls are the same as boys, so why are we treated differently?
I feel like now everything's a bit more open because when I started cheerleading, there's already like a guy going there, so like it was kind of like, it was showing more like open to like
Yeah.
cheerleading.
Like I used to do Irish dancing, there's a few boys that went and like it shows that like anybody can do what they want to do.
Also, boys were allowed to do the Olympics before girls, and I don't think that's fair because the girls are just as good as boys, if not better.
Yeah, the girls had to work harder to be noticed and that they can play sport as well as boys.
Yeah, just because of your gender, it shouldn't like determine what you're allowed to do and not what you're allowed to do.
So, for our last topic, we'll be talking about what makes a sport a sport. People may think that just because a sport is in the Olympics, it shouldn't be like sports that are not in the Olympics should not be counted as a sport. But I don't think that's fair because I think lots of people have different opinions on what a sport actually is. So I feel like some people may think that a sport needs to be competitive. some people may think a sport needs to have teams. I just think it's just people's opinions.
Yeah, for example, chess was trialled in one of the Olympics, and that's kind of a good thing because like people who play chess will be again like with that, but other people that want other things to be in the Olympics, that's not been tried yet. So I feel like we just need to keep on trying new things because a lot of sports have been now put into the Olympics because people wanted them. So it's more about what we want as well.
I think as long as you have fun and do exercise, it doesn't matter what sport you try or what you do.
It's an activity, so it doesn't really matter. And like, if it's in the Olympics, it doesn't. It does. It all. It is a sport, but it like all. There's other sports as well, not just the ones in the Olympics or anything like that.
Yeah, sports is inclusive to everyone, and no matter what your age, your gender, anything like that, you can have a go and have fun.
I feel like if a sport, like if they keep adding sports that people enjoy lots, like into the Olympics, it'll let people that don't really know much about the sport, like get to know more about it and maybe like think, well, yeah, maybe this is a sport.
Yeah. And also, age is a big thing with sport. It's like a big stereotype. Like, if you're playing for a football team, like, you start off small and you get bigger, but you can also come in at like a middle age and still be as good as the other people.
Um,
In sports, like, for everyone, anybody can take part. Like, no matter how old or like you are, like, no matter what abilities you have, that's why there's so many sports for different people to play.
I played a team sport and an individual sport, and I don't think it makes a difference because you're still doing exercise, having fun, and trying your best. And you don't have to go to competitions. You can just do it for fun on a weekday or weeknight.
Yeah, like I play a lot of sports and I enjoy it. Most of mine are team sports, but I still do play some single sports like tennis, and I find it fun because it gets you out. And like every day a week, I have a sport, but I enjoy it. So it's a good time to get out in the fresh air and enjoy what we have around us.
yeah, sports can be competitive. Like you can do it tournaments or stuff, but you can do it at home easy as well.
Also, I think our schools should encourage sport a lot, and also for people with disabilities, they should be encouraged to do it as well because there's nothing that they can still try to do it, even if they're not the best ever. They can still try.
And they can't change if they have a disability or not. So like I don't see why having a disability changes the way they're looked at, because that's just stereotypical and it's not really right.
Like, disability people like it can keep them fit as well as not as just as us. Like we can run and they can like do basketball or something like that.
And being active is like proven to help them as well because they're getting out and they're having fun and getting exercise. Because sometimes they can just be stuck inside, but I feel like we need to encourage that more because some people are a bit scared to go outside because they'll get judged. But I feel like everybody should be allowed to.
Yeah. I feel like everyone should be allowed to do the sport that they like to do, whether it's non-competitive or competitive, just because they enjoy it and they feel like they're good at it. I think it just boosts their confidence.
Yeah, so I think everybody should do a sport, and even if you're not the best, just have fun and try because it's good for your mental health and your physical health.
Thanks for watching. This is a sports all around us with me, Erin, Holly, Susanna, and Lois.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.